So today we'll be talking about some stories with Alexa Bliss, some free agents, and some more theories. Let's start things off with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was surprisingly drafted during Night 2 of the WWE Draft. We say surprisingly because inactive talent usually isn't part of the draft. But Alexa ended up being part of Night 2 and was drafted back to Raw. So, what does this tell us? Well, for starters, maybe it's a good sign that this isn't a long and lengthy hiatus for Alexa Bliss. The way that she was still part of the draft is a really good indication that she could be expected back really soon in the near future. So that's great. Still no timetable for her exact return, but she will be returning to Raw for a fact, and it should be decently soon. There's a lot of anticipation for her return because all signs seem to point to a new character change taking place. It sort of feels like TLC 2020 when The Fiend was set on fire. We knew, okay, The Fiend will be back, but he will be changed. It will be a different version. Same sort of thing applies for Alexa Bliss. We know she's coming back, but with such a tragic loss with Lilly, we expect to see a different and much changed version of Alexa Bliss. If Alexa Bliss was threatening everyone with Lilly by her side, what will Alexa Bliss, who just lost Lilly, look like? And Alexa Bliss, who's been taking heartbreak after heartbreak, what is that version of her gonna look like? The Fiend is gone, Lilly is gone, the character can go to some dark places, given the circumstances around them. Alexa literally lost everyone that she was very close to her, so it feels like a gear is about to switch for her. She's coming back with a purpose and a mission. Charlotte Flair is on SmackDown, so Alexa technically can't get her direct revenge on Charlotte, but she can definitely still use the rest of the new Raw women's division as her punching bag. The new Alexa that's on the way will definitely be a threat to Becky Lynch and her championship, so that would be interesting to see play out as well. It will also be a callback to their 2016 feud. Alexa and Becky had a long feud with each other in 2016, which led to Alexa dethroning Becky Lynch to capture her first WWE title. Of course, a lot has changed over the years. Becky Lynch is now a self-conceited monster heel, and Alexa Bliss is a big supernatural character. So it will be very interesting to see that rivalry be renewed after all these years. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana in WWE, recently opened up about how she views Alexa's character portrayal. Once you have a character that's over, her character, Alexa Bliss, was so over as the goddess, and then you reintroduce something, I think especially with the girls that are so pretty like her, and then she does something that's a little darker and not as like, oh, look at me. It takes, especially for the males, it takes them a second to appreciate the character work, her character work. Acting was incredible. So some high praise there from former WWE Superstar Lana. She thinks that it took a little bit more time for certain fans to adapt to the new character for Alexa Bliss, but that Alexa's character work and acting has been amazing throughout this whole transition. And that's true. A lot of fans like the previous goddess version of Alexa Bliss, but this new darker Alexa is definitely adding a lot more layers to her character that she didn't have with her previous personas. It feels like Alexa truly became a more character-driven superstar throughout the entire Bray Wyatt transition, and took her character portrayal to a whole new level. Especially in late 2020, where Alexa had the entire audience attention, not from actual matches themselves, but from the amazing character work. We were also intrigued with the story and transition that was going on with her character, and it probably never would have been as successful if it wasn't for that great acting and great character portrayal. A lot of fans may have mixed reactions and different stances on the current Alexa Bliss character, but one thing everyone can agree on is that Alexa is one of the most gifted overall actors on the roster. So whatever they give her, we can expect her to make the most out of it. Now we just have to wait for Alexa Bliss's return. We know now she's coming back to Raw. We just have to wait and see what changes the character has gone through and who she will target first. Bayley may be out with a torn ACL, but she's finding new ways to have fun and get fans already speculating about her return. Bayley took to Twitter to tweet out how she's been a free agent, and technically she's completely right. With the 2021 WWE Draft now coming to a close, Bayley is no longer tied down to SmackDown. Bayley went undrafted in the draft, obviously for inactive injury reasons, so that frees her up to sign with any brand upon her return. Sort of like what we saw with Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. Becky wasn't drafted at the 2020 draft, so that's why she pretty much had every right to sign with SmackDown and take that match with Bianca Belair. So same idea here, Bayley could end up making her return for either Raw or SmackDown now as a free agent. As far as Bayley's actual recovery goes, she's still in the early stages of recovery. She's still using a knee brace on that surgically repaired knee, and 9 months was the timetable that WWE gave. So we're still looking at a possible mid-2022 return at best for Bayley. We have seen superstars bounce back early from torn ACLs though. Seth Rollins suffered a torn ACL in late 2015 and was able to bounce back from it and make a full recovery in just about 6 to 7 months, and came back way ahead of schedule. Of course, everybody's body is gonna recover differently, but Seth's situation is a case that at least gives us hope that Bayley can bounce back even earlier than expected as well. If Bayley is able to stay ahead of schedule, that probably could make her available in time for WrestleMania 38. And you just have to assume that she really wants to make WrestleMania. Bayley hasn't competed in a WrestleMania match in front of a live crowd since WrestleMania 35 in 2019. Last time she had a match in front of a WrestleMania crowd, she was still her hugger persona. That's how long it's been. She had that successful title defense at WrestleMania 36 in the Performance Center, and then WrestleMania 37, they didn't have a match for her. So if you ask Bayley, maybe making it back in time for WrestleMania is one of her goals right now on her road to recovery. Bayley can no doubt be plugged into any brand and instantly elevate them, but maybe she does return to SmackDown for some unfinished business. Remember, Bayley went down right in the middle of a title feud with Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. Bayley was owed another title match, and it was going to happen before this freakish and horrific injury took place. So maybe she still returns with her eyes still set on the SmackDown Women's title. And she'll have some great competition over there with some familiar faces such as Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And she'll also have some new faces such as Toni Storm, Shotzi, and more of the NXT talent that continues to be called up. So we may be a handful of months away from Bayley's return, but it's definitely going to be up there as a major WWE return when it does happen. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Alexa Bliss and Bayley? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.